I mean, he had a good
Cup
game.
had a fumble.
Akers.
Akers with the 2 fucking fumbles and the one costly one right there at the field
Dude,
goal line.
that last one though, where they were like, he lost it. He lost it. I was
Yes.
like, oh,
What is going on, bro? What the fuck is going on?
you should have seen me, bro. I was like pacing. I was like, this is such a fucking Brady. Like, if I've ever seen a Brady game,
Right.
this is like the most.
This is the because you start thinking about what happened when he played Atlanta. They were up 28-3, and then they just started climbing back,
Right.
bro.
So I Thursday, the 27th, we just witnessed the best divisional round I've ever seen in my life, man.
I have fucking goose. Like, I don't even like. You ever was just like, were you sitting there like, what am I watching right now?
Just like, I love sports, man. That's all I was thinking. I was like, this is
like,
exactly
this
what we paid for.
Insane, bro. This shit is insane.
Every game. We got to just like break each of those down because they're all so interesting in their own way. And like the implications for next year, like, I don't know, bro. We should just start with Green Bay and San Francisco and like work our way through like all the games.
Yeah, we can like work our way through the games because it was.
Yeah. Well, okay. Tell me your opinion. It was, bro. It was all 4. But I need to hear your opinion because like I'm a fan of him, but like I just feel like Rodgers like
he wet the bed.
That was a sorry ass performance.
He wet the bed, bro.
Yeah.
He wet the bed. Like for you to not throw a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like just it wasn't a good game. And the other thing was that like Garoppolo again, he damn near wants to give the game away, right? But that defense just showed up, kept the game close, and Green Bay could do nothing.
It looked like San Francisco was used to that weather, and Green Bay was like, I mean,
like seriously,
you know, that was
legit.
Insane. Yeah. Do you think there's any part of it? I agree with everything you said. Like, I feel like San Francisco's D looks incredible. If they just get good quarterback play, like they can compete with anyone. But do you think, my buddy said this to me last night, and I don't know how much stock I put into it, but like it was interesting. I was like listening to him, and he was like saying like, do you think Rodgers is just fed up with Green Bay? And he didn't throw the game, but like, because you look at his stats, like he did enough to not look like he did anything bad, but it's like some of the throws down the stretch, it was just like, he was just taking like little check down routes. He wasn't, airing it out. Like it was just kind of like he was just playing it cool, just playing it cautious. Like, I don't know, man. It was interesting. And it seems to be a pattern, dude. Like he's so different in the postseason compared to like how we see him dominate in the regular season. It's just interesting.
It is very interesting. I don't know. I mean, it's a good question to ask just for drama, but I don't know. I mean, you look at it, he's 11-10 in his career in the playoffs. So he's a game over 500 in the playoffs.
Yeah, not good. Not for his stature, at least. You think
no, you know what I mean? For him to be, as Stephen A. Smith proclaims him to be a bad man.
Yep.
He wet the bed, bro. Like you would think that him coming in, being the MVP favorite, he would come in, had a week off, get your body fresh, get your body ready for the game. And it just looked like that team was not prepared, and the Niners came in physically and mentally prepared for whatever that game was going to throw at them.
Do you think he does have like a different like mental approach going into playoff games? Because like it seems like this is the first season that I've actually been like, okay, like I kind of have, so like before I was like, no, like I just think it's been bad luck or like, team, just so many situations. But after that one, I'm like, dude, it is like a recurring pattern with him. Like he looks like a different dude in the playoffs than he does, when he's killing it in the regular. And I'm like, is it his mentality? Like, is he like, what is it? Or is it just coincidence that this happens like every single year, man?
Well, I don't know. Cause last year that game against Tampa Bay, it wasn't a bad.
No, he didn't play bad.
He didn't play bad. I think it was just bad play calling near the end of the game, which doomed him. But I do think that there has to be something to the fact of like, I think maybe just teams are able to better hone in or pick up on whatever it may be with the players
Yeah. I don't know.
and just shut because you think about it, like all that happened was Adams went crazy and everybody else was just mediocre.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe that's the thing. It's like you let his guy go off, right? You can let his guy go off. But everybody else, all it was is Andrew Jones had 129 yards, Devontae had 90, and no one else had more than 10.
Yeah, you're right. And a big part of Aaron Jones's yards was on that like fly route he ran, that like wheel route, in the fourth quarter,
Yeah.
I think it was. He got a huge chunk gain on that.
Yeah, I think that was like 75 or something.
Yeah.
So
Shout out to San Francisco though, man. Like I gotta give him credit. Like who would have thought? What do they start like 3-5 or something like that? Like
it was like,
that boy Debo Samuel, man. I love him.
Bad man, bro.
So dynamic, can just do anything. Like, I just love watching him.
Yeah.
It's you said it last week, I'm pretty sure. It just comes down to Garoppolo, bro. It's like if he's gonna show up and not turn the ball over, he doesn't even have to be like a star, but like make decent throws and like don't turn it over. Like they're solid.
Like if he can do his best Alex Smith impression, they may fuck around and win the Super Bowl. Well, no, they may fuck around and win the Super Bowl. I'm gonna just put it out there.
They could. I mean, with the D that good, and their coach great, and I think Shanahan he's an offensive guru. Like I think the systems are in place. It's on him. It's like he just can't turn the ball over.
But that's why I think going into next season, Trey Lance week 1 may be the starter.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, bro. I'd love to see it because I mean, I don't know what's up with Jimmy G. Is his contract up after this year?
That I don't know. I'd have to look, but
I feel like if it is, they have to move on. Like, there's no way you can look at him and be like,
"That's our guy," right?
Yeah, right.
It's too much potential. And somebody said this, and they said, or it may have been you who said, like, you look at Jimmy Garoppolo, right, and it's like you know what you're going to get out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at least with Trey Lance, you may not know what you're going to get out of him, but you know that something there that's so dynamic that it's like, I have to try to give this a try.
That's what I'm saying.
Right? And I think it's almost that same instance, literally in the same instance that happened in San Francisco, right? Where Alex Smith and Colin Kaepernick.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that Alex Smith was a bad quarterback, but it was just something about Colin that just made that team completely much more dynamic, and it completely shifted how that team looked.
I'm totally with you there, bro. I mean, I feel like it, especially we'll get to him. So like, I don't want to like jump the gun, but I feel like Trey Lance reminds me of like when I look at how he plays, at least in college, like he looks like Josh Allen, bro. Just one of those huge, lengthy guys that has a cannon, but also can like run the shit out of that football, man. Like I think I said that last year when they drafted. I was like, I think he's going to be the best quarterback, and I could be wrong, but I feel like he needs to just at least get reps, give him a chance. I'm with you. I'm on that train.
So next year is his last. It looks like his last year at a contract, and that contract is it's $26 million.
What if they won the Super Bowl and then next year Trey Lance started? That would be crazy.
That would be crazy, but
not like like it wouldn't be like doesn't make complete sense. Like, what if Jimmy just keeps playing mediocre like he does? You know what I mean? And they still win the Super Bowl. It's like that wouldn't be like insane, but it would like just the story would be like, wow. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, I don't think I don't know if you can ever think about a time when that has happened. Something like that has happened.
But not unreasonable is what I'm saying. If he continues to just be like Jimmy and not like, if he goes nuts, then that would be like, yeah, okay. But I don't even know if I've seen a game where Jimmy's like went for like 350 plus and like 4 touchdowns. He just isn't like, he's got like a ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're right about that. He does has a ceiling in his, and you just kind of see the potential with Trey Lance, and it's like something is there that just has to be nurtured. But there's going to be a crazy competition. But that game that they got coming up, man,
that'd be a good one.
The Rams haven't beat them in the last 6 games.
That's insane. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it is going
part of that
to
division,
be
right? That's the NFC West, both of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's going to be very interesting to see how that of what happens in that game and how McVay approaches that game. Clearly, Shanahan has his number.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
But that Rams Bucks game was absolutely nuts too, bro. Like,
first off, was Matt Stafford the only person that didn't fuck up on offense?
seriously, you're not wrong, bro. He was like
the
the
center
only one.
with that bad fucking snap.
Even Kupp had a fumble. I mean, he had a good game.
Kupp had a fumble.
Akers
with the 2 fucking fumbles and that one costly one right there at the field goal line.
That last one though, where they were like, he lost it. Yes. I was like,
oh, what is going on, bro? What the fuck is going on?
You should have seen me, bro. I was like pacing. I was like, this is such a fucking Brady. Like, if I've ever seen a Brady game, this is like the most.
This is because you start thinking about what happened when he played Atlanta. They were up 28-3, and then they just started climbing back, bro.
So I didn't get there till half, but I was listening to it on my radio, and they said, so the radio guy said, the dude announcing it, like, it's about to be, this is right before he fumbled before half, and so it was 20-3, about to be 27-3, and he's going, if they punch this in here, it's 27-3, and I feel like that basically shuts the door. And I thought of exactly what you just said. I was like, 27-3. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it was against Atlanta. I'm not counting them out. And Brady didn't even play that good, to be honest with you.
No, he didn't.
Just a lot of errors on the Rams side, and then he had a really good ball to Mike Evans at the end. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But other than that, he had a very mediocre day for him.
He did. I mean, what was he? 30 for 54. So it's just the efficiency wasn't really there.
Yeah. He had one touchdown. They didn't score until 3 minutes left in the third quarter. They didn't score a touchdown.
I mean, the defense was there. I mean, Brady's lip was bleeding.
Yeah.
Von
Miller was getting to him.
Von Miller was getting Donald was getting to him. Yeah. It was just the pressure was just there.
It's exactly how you got to beat him, man. That's exactly it. You got to rough him up.
You got to
make a move,
make the game ugly. But if the Rams can find a way to clean up the mistakes, that's a dangerous team.
You're right, because that should have been a blowout. It was a blowout in the first half.
It was. It was. There was mud stomping. It was a fucking joke. And you're thinking there's no way that this game is going to end like that and Brady is on the other end.
No.
You had to have that feeling.
Exactly, dude. I'm telling you, when I heard that radio thing, I was like, there's no way this is over. They're going to do a 14-point swing and make this a game, And it was sure enough, bro.
It was in fucking.
And then that last drive, that was crazy.
But that was some classic Matt Stafford fourth quarter shit.
Mm-hmm.
We know that, right? Being in Detroit, right? Well, you're not here right now, but just being from Detroit and everything and watching that season after season, he is, I don't know what it is about the fourth quarter, but he just finds a way to have these fourth quarter drives. If I'm not mistaken, he leads the NFL in fourth quarter comebacks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the dude, I don't know what it is about the fourth quarter, but he just finds a fucking way to make shit happen. And I know or the way Orlowski was out there just ready for the moment, I know he had to feel good because he backed Stafford, that is his fucking brother, right? And how everybody were just on him. And I mean, you and I were even on Stafford about the fact that how many fucking interceptions he had over the last 3 or 4 games. It was 10 plus, right? And for him to just come in and just show out on that at that level and at that stage against Brady and that defense.
Yeah, I'm so happy for him, man. That, hats off. That was a fantastic performance. He deserves it. We've seen it for so long, just him be miserable. It's cool. I wasn't even a big fan. It's not that I wasn't a big fan of him, but I was ready for his chapter in Detroit to be over for a while. I was just this isn't working out for either side, but I'm so happy for him. This is cool to see him go from cold ass Detroit to Hollywood, have a sweet team. First year, he's about to potentially make a Super Bowl. If they made the Super Bowl, bro, that'd be the second year in a row. If they won the Super Bowl, that'd be the second year in a row that they've won on their own home turf.
The championships,
and that's never happened before, until last year. So that'd be pretty crazy.
Insane. That would be insane. I mean, they got home court, they got home field advantage the rest of the way. So
And I think they can beat the Niners. That's just it. Like you said, I really think that just comes down to LA not having mistakes. Even if Jimmy plays like a perfect game, like that's going to be tough for them to beat the Rams, man.
Yeah, I think, but that game against the Niners is really going to come down to how Stafford plays, because we know that defense can get to him.
Definitely.
Right. So it's just him being able to make smart decisions and not trying to force balls. That's what it's going to come down to. If he doesn't turn over the ball in that game, they'll win.
Yeah, I agree with you. I got them going now because you called it, man. From the beginning, you had the Rams on that side. Do you have the Chiefs on the other side?
I called it,
bro. You did. I don't even know if I've gotten a playoff game right yet. Like in this bracket, like, it's been nuts.
Let's see. All I've gotten is the Chiefs, the Bills. You said the Bills, though. You did say the Bills. I mean, we definitely got to talk about Cincy and the Titans. Yeah. Like, neither of us called that one, and neither of us called the Niners and Packers game. But I had faith in the Rams. But
yeah, bro. Yeah. I wish I would have stuck with. I had a feeling when we talked about this like 3 weeks ago. I was like, Tennessee's going to lose in the first game that they play, bro. I felt it, but I didn't think against. I thought at that time it was the winner of the Bills Patriots game. I didn't realize that, And then I just felt the Bengals were too young. But holy shit, man, they looked. I don't want to see great. I mean, they didn't. They looked pulled okay, it off.
But I think it was also you added to the fact that Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah,
he just had one of those like random trash Ryan Tannehill games.
Yep.
Right, where he literally affects what's going on.
Yep. What do you have? 3 picks, something like that. 2 picks, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah,
that wasn't good.
Yeah, 3.
Derrick Henry obviously wasn't like full speed. You could tell too. I think he only got a couple carries.
But Freeman, I mean, what was it? Freeman or no, Foreman? Foreman. I mean, he still looked nice.
He did. He had that really nice run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Brown, Brown had a pretty good game. Julio looked nice. It was just the turnovers on Garoppolo's end really was just
Tannehill, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. On Tannehill's, it didn't help any. And
it's got to come down to that because think about it objectively. Like, take those away. Like, we're not talking about quarterback play. They sacked fucking Burrow 9 times.
9 times.
Like, you're looking at that.
How do you not win a game?
Yeah. Right.
How do you not win a game? Hold on one second. I got to grab me a drink.
You're all good. What's up, buddy?
Okay.
Go lay down. How's your dog doing, bro?
Doing well. Cheers.
Hey, look at you.
He got the Hennessy.
Gotta love it. It's almost gone.
Yeah, that's for my birthday.
Nice. Top it off. Is your dog full grown now?
I think she's pretty much done growing.
Yeah.
I don't think she's gonna get any bigger.
That's nice, man. She still got like all that puppy energy, or she's starting to mellow out?
No, she's mellow out. But I think what helps is that I take her to daycare.
Yeah.
And she spends all day there.
Isn't it
so
beautiful?
When she comes home, she just wants to eat and lay down. And I'm like, cool, because that's what I want to do too.
Right. Dude, daycare is
life.
And it's amazing because it's like it socializes your dog too. It's like a win-win. Mm-hmm. Like it makes your dog a good dog and they get so tired and just want to nap when they get home. I love daycare, man. That's the shit.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask if you ever wanted to strangle your dog, but I was like, you have a small dog. Like my dog's like 100 pounds.
Oh no!
Like, yeah, you too.
So I go to the gym, and so she's been really good. She can hold herself and everything. So like last couple of weeks, I'm going to the gym. I don't put her in her cage when I leave. Let her out because she's been good. Like I haven't had any issues. Last couple of times, she's been chewing on my fucking plants.
Ooh, yeah.
And like when I tell you, I've been wanting to just like toss her ass out the fucking house.
So what do? Do you like bring her over to it, or you just?
I bring her over to it and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Right. And then I like tap her on her nose like that. Like, do not do that.
Yeah.
She don't get no fuck. She don't get no fuck. Like, okay, yeah, leave this house again and then put me in this cage to see what happens.
That's cool though that you're able to leave her out, man. Because my dog's like that too. And that's like, I look at it and I'm like, that's a good thing to have a dog that you don't have to cage all the time, like better quality of life for them. If they can be trusted, it's like, hey, you can have realm of the house. Just don't be fucking shit up, you know?
Yeah, like, and the crazy thing is like, this isn't my first time like leaving her out when I go somewhere, but for some reason, not she hasn't bothered with these plants, but it was just recently she's been messing with my plants, and I'm like, where did this come from?
Right. That'll happen, bro. Just spontaneous little things that they start doing like out of nowhere, and you're like, what the fuck? You weren't doing this a week ago. Like, what sparked
Yeah,
this?
like I
You
don't
know?
know. And then she, and this is the thing, like she knows that she's messed up. Because so when I come in, I have this landing spot by my back door. So she runs over there to the landing spot, like that's gonna save her. And I'm like, but I don't know what is this doing?
I love that, man. They do know, bro. My dog will just
Oh
like
yeah,
put his
she's
head
like,
down and look at me. I'm like, what the fuck did you chew
like
up?
you know you fucked up.
Yeah. They can't
So,
hold it in. That's the difference between dogs and cats. Like cats will do shit and I don't have cats, but I just know they don't give a fuck. Like dogs will actually feel bad if like their owner yells at them and shit, you know?
yeah. No, my friend, she has a cat, and her cat don't be giving no fuck.
Oh, dude. They're like their own thing. They're like, yeah, we live in this house, but like,
But like, I do what I want.
yeah, I get mine. It's fucking crazy. What were we talking about? Oh,
So Chiefs and the Bengals and Titans.
yeah. So I mean, I'll give it up to Burrow though, regardless of getting 9 sacks. He played well. He did enough for them to win.
And Jamar Chase is just
What a connection, man. In a year. I mean, I know they played together, but
if they can, I know they're gonna have to work on that O line. If they can get that O line, get whatever the blocking scheme is, but get that figured out.
yep.
That team is gonna be fucking. And to think about it, it's a bro. He only in his second year.
Yeah. He's incredible, man. He looked great last year until he got injured, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you think about it, how many games did they lose where they lost by a touchdown or less?
Right.
I think it was like 9 games last year where they lost by a touchdown or less. So like even last year they were competitive.
Yeah.
Right. They just didn't have enough. And now you just literally added Jamar Chase, make some different changes on defense. Because isn't that where Trey Hendrickson went?
Yeah, yep. And their D looks good. I mean, not like incredible, but good, man.
It's solid.
Right. Unlike what we've known the Bengals to be the last like 10 years, you know. It just comes down to the O-line. That's it. Like they could maybe draft this year one and maybe try to pick one up in free agency. Just 2 new guys or something, you know.
They gotta do something because I mean, just him getting beat up like that, bro, it's not gonna make for a good long-term investment.
No, that's a good point.
And he's too good of a quarterback to let him just continue to get beat up like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's not a big guy. He's not Cam, he's not Ben. Mm-hmm. He's not a big built guy like that. So you got to protect him.
I completely agree with you, man. That's going to be interesting to see how that team progresses. Like, I hope him and Chase stay together for a while and they get it figured out. Cause like he could be like, you know, he already seems like he's going to be, but like a top 5, like he'll be like a future, you know, a quarterback of the future here. Like the next decade could be.
Easily. He's in that realm, right? I mean, all around Tyler Boyd, Higgins, Chase, Mixon, like, come on.
Yeah, man. Mixon looks good. He didn't look very good last year, but like he looks really good.
He's coming on. Yeah, dude is nice.
Yeah. All right. But the game was that Sunday night game, man. Was insane. I didn't get to watch the very end because I was driving again, but I rewatched it and I was like, I'm so mad I didn't see that live, man.
It was one of those situations where you're like, bro, what am I watching?
Yeah.
It was such good football. It's
good offense.
Good offense. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Good offense. I'll give you
Which is the most fun thing to watch.
Right, exactly. You know what I mean? And fucking like NFL record breaking performances, insane plays, like off the cuff play making that wins the game.
Yeah, no, you're totally right.
Right? Like the play between Kelsey and Mahomes where they picked up the audio and Kelsey's literally telling it like, hey, I'm not running that. I'm just gonna hit this gap.
Yeah.
And Mahomes is at the line like, do it. Like,
hell yeah. That's so cool, man. They're just unreal. Do you feel bad for Josh Allen?
I do.
Me
right.
too.
And I think, and so, you know, because everybody's like, well, the defense has to step up and everything. I wouldn't mind seeing a change in the NFL rules where it's like an NBA overtime game where it's just a timed overtime, right? And then
Ooh, that'd be cool. I didn't
whoever
even
has
hear
the most
that.
points at the end, or they're talking about maybe doing it like on college.
That's the one I've always heard. I've never heard of that other suggest. That's I kind of like that. That'd be cool.
Somebody said that. So I mean, I don't know. I think, but who pretty much is a thing where like whoever wins the coin flip. But I mean, you don't know because you can get a stop, right?
Yeah,
So it's like your defense has to step up, but it's like those offenses are so dynamic. Like that's a fucking tough ask.
it really is, man. But you got to think about it too, and it's just all the more impressive for Mahomes. Like the Bills are the number one defense in the fucking league this year, as far as like yards given up and stuff like that. I mean, they were. I know they lost what's his name. He wasn't playing, but still, I mean, they have two awesome safeties and Poyer and
Oh, Micah Hyde wasn't there.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but God, he just shredded them. Like he played perfect. There you go. Get in there, top it off. Boy.
Yeah,
man. No mistakes.
No, and like, okay, so you rewatched it. Did you see that fucking move Gabriel Davis put on that corner from the Kansas City where
just torched him?
Oh,
yeah, on the far
I
left
don't know
side.
if I've ever seen somebody get that crossed up.
Yeah, he got
off of a route.
Right, dude. Who is that dude? I didn't even know who that was, and I was like, this guy.
But I was like, shit.
Yeah, he went off like absolutely nuts. Stephon Diggs wasn't really anywhere to be found, honestly. When I was rewatching it, I was like,
no, I mean it wasn't. He didn't really play all that well. Like Beasley had a bit of a better game, but I think it may have been just like how the defense was kind of set up, maybe.
Yeah,
because you got to think too. Like Matthew wasn't even out there.
No,
and I wonder if that had any effect on just like how well like Davis was getting off. Because they were just, and it was that same guy. I think may have been, but they were picking on him. And I mean, they knew where the matchup should be because he got off.
Yeah, he really did, bro. In like an insane way. And it's just like that's the biggest concern with the Chiefs still is like they've improved a lot this year, but their D is just still like I don't necessarily trust them to get a stop if it's needed. They did in the last week when they forced that fumble.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like.
Well, I would say this: there aren't other offenses that's that dangerous left outside of LA.
I agree. I really agree with that. You're right. So it's like this next round should be easier for them theoretically. I know that sounds shitty
because of just how porous that O line is.
Yep.
Right.
I kind of think the Chiefs are gonna light them up, like 35.
And if they get Matthew
21
back
or something. Yeah. I think it'll be a multi-score game, but I don't know. It'd be cool to see it close. But Patrick Mahomes, man, and you said it last week, and I saw like you sent me that clip. It's so true. It's just like he is just that dude, like that dude of this league, where it's now like he's the face. He is unquestionably like the best quarterback in the league. In my opinion, like the last like decades, like the dude is just on another level, man. Like 13 seconds and you couldn't like, you just like dime, timeout. Like it was like
insane, bro. Insane.
Crazy. And the poise, just how like comfortable he is. He's like, okay, like let's do it.
Hold on. Did you see that they put out a video that showed his heart rate during the game?
No.
His heart rate goes higher when the Bills have the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But in those two drives, his heart rate dropped to its lowest.
Wow, that's insane, bro. That's so cool. They monitored that. I've never heard of them doing that before.
Bro, I was like, what the fuck type of stat is this? Like how
that's like
fucking insane is that?
That's legend right there. Like that's how you know. Like he's built for it.
Literally what I was about to say, bro. It's like you literally have to be built for something like that. It just absolutely makes no sense.
No, I'd be freaking the fuck out. Like, okay, 13 seconds. Holy shit. He was like, nah.
Insane, bro. Like
Tyreek Hill too, bro. That dude is just like at any point, like he's just torching you. Like, like It reminds me, it's one of those spontaneous things in sports, like a Deontay Wilder punch or something like that. It's just like you got to like be aware of Tyreek on every play. Like that is not someone you can knock because he's just whether he burns you like over the top or just on like a little slant route. He's like, okay, like bye. Yeah.
And like literally that's what he did. He caught him on a slant route. And if he catches the ball in stride,
yeah. Oh no, fucked. You're right. Exactly. Like he doesn't have to change any momentum. He's just like, yep.
You're fucked, bro.
Because that touchdown was that.
Yeah, you know? That's literally what it was. It was a crossing route, caught it in stride, deuces, yeah, bro. Yeah. Like he was out in this. He's so dangerous. And even like that first play when they were going to force overtime, he got the ball and normally he like, he's like the dancing around trying to see what other yards he can pick up. But he literally was just like, fuck it, I got to hit this and get down.
Yeah.
And he picked up at least like another 10 just going straight and how quickly he did it, bro. Like, so how we talked about last week, how the Cowboys did not manage that clock correctly.
Yeah.
The Chiefs gave you a masterclass on how to do it and how to maintain your timeouts in order for you to do that as well.
Right. You're right. After watching that, that's a good point, man. After watching what we just watched, there should be no sympathy for like the Cowboys for that end of the drive. None. It's like, look what they just did with 13 seconds, man.
That
like,
part.
And
you have 14 seconds and call a fucking run play with no timeouts left because that makes sense.
Yeah. You're not wrong, bro. I like that point a lot. I really like that.
Or even you look at the situation with the fucking Rams.
Yeah. Yep. It was both. What's the thing? All 4 games. It came down to like a last drive where it was just like, holy shit, man. Like they just, all 4 of those teams just stepped up when they needed to. And it was like, wow. Best divisional round I've ever seen.
By far, bro. By far. And shout out to Robbie. What was it? Robbie Gold?
Yeah.
Is he the Rams kicker? No, he's the Niners kicker.
Niners kicker.
Like during the not during warm-ups, when the cheerleaders were practicing,
yeah,
he was out there kicking the ball. Like, I don't fuck what y'all doing. Yeah. I got shit to do.
Right.
Bro. Like it's just insane, bro.
One of them said too, I don't know if it was him. I don't think it was him. I think it was the Bengals or the Rams kicker that said before he went on there. I think it was the Bengals kicker. He literally said walking out the field, like, guess we're going to the AFC Championship.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty fucking cold, dude. I wouldn't mess with karma or fate like that, but that's fucking sweet that it paid off, man.
Yeah, that's pretty dope, bro.
Oh, yeah. I just feel like God would be like, what did you just say? Like, if I did that shit, it'd be like,
yeah, okay, now watch
stay
you
humble.
Fucking kid.
Yep, exactly. But dude, that was awesome. Hats off.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm hoping that these next round of games, I'm more confident in that Niners Rams game is going to be really a really good game compared to this Chiefs and Bengals. But we got to keep in mind the Bengals did beat the Chiefs earlier this year.
No, you're definitely right. Someone was just saying
it was a close game. It was a 31-34 game. So, but it was in Cincinnati. So that kind of changes things.
Yep.
So we'll see. But yeah.
Mahomes is at the point now, especially after that game, he just elevated even higher, like in my eyes. And I'm like, he now is just like the only expectation is to win a Super Bowl every year,
4 straight.
Yeah.
AFC Championship games.
In his first 4 years playing. I know that he wasn't his rookie year, but he did not play the year before, like as a starter, he's never not basically went to the Super Bowl. Like that's crazy.
Right. And it's damn near, you think about the overtime rules again.
Exactly.
It could have been 4 fucking straight Super Bowls.
Yep.
Depending upon what happens this upcoming weekend.
Yep.
I mean, that team and him, just that's it's turned into a dynasty.
It is. And what's crazy is to see that the character they have because of how shaky they looked to start the season. They didn't mail it in at all. Like they rattled off 8 straight, and it was like, okay, there they are.
Remember, because what were they like? Again, they were almost
2 and 3 or something like that.
The 3 or 5, I think, at some point. They were a couple games below 500.
Yeah, you might be right. They may have been 3 and 5 at one point. It was just and I remember sitting there saying probably on here, but definitely to people just talking to them Mahomes just looks like he's been figured out. Like they just like kind of like whatever it was. And it must have been a shift in him, man. Like maybe he's just way more patient now. And he's like, I'm not going to just try to, airmail a 80-yard touchdown every other play. Like now, like they're making him be patient. And he's like, okay, like that's fine. And he just run, check down, and, waits for him.
Yeah. And then so they were talking about this too, something about Mahomes. So like, he doesn't have the greatest 40 time.
No.
Right?
He can run.
They clocked him in a couple of his runs where he got up to like 20 miles per hour.
Wow. Holy shit. Yeah, that's like sprinter speed right there too.
Like, dude was for you to be in someone that's not considered to be like a fast quarterback, for you to like start moving like that, that's insane.
I totally agree. And when you said that, that's why I was thinking, I was like, he's a better runner than he gets credit for, because the dude he'll turn it off. And like he's moving constantly. If you watch him, like, and I don't know if it's like he just doesn't have a good O-line or what, but like he's like very rarely can Mahomes has time to just sit in the pocket. It seems like he's always spinning one way and like rolling out and then rolling back,
Yeah.
I never seen dudes make throws like that, man.
Yeah.
Like,
and speaking about being in a pocket, I don't think I've ever saw a game where Matt Stafford looked so comfortable.
Yeah, he had
behind
time.
that O-line. Like Tampa Bay could get nothing.
Yeah. Did you see him and Sue's little spat?
Nah, that was hilarious, bro.
Wow. Sue's an interesting dude, man.
Talking about something. He kicked me. Like,
yeah,
so
I
don't
saw
know
that.
if you're the person to be telling somebody that they kicked them, or
Green Bay. Forgot about that. On someone's throat, wasn't it? Or like on his...
No, he stomped on his like ankle or something like that. Or
oh
hand.
yeah, it was on Thanksgiving. I'm pretty sure. I remember.
Yeah, like he was like so like yeah. But
thanks, man, for that family image on Thanksgiving when I was like 15. I remember that, dude. That's crazy. Isn't it weird to think he was a Lion?
No,
a long time.
He was dominant when he was here, bro.
He was.
Like that team, that D, like that was probably one of the best D lines that we've had in recent years.
With Fairley and Anza.
Like they were just nice, but they just couldn't put
my stepbrother made a good point. It's funny you said that. And he was like, it's like at different times. They're never a complete team. Like they had like a good D like that, and then like their offense doesn't produce, or or it's like the opposite. Their offense looked really good one year, and it's just, we couldn't stop anyone.
Yeah,
crazy.
You brought in your boy Matt Patricia and was like,
bro, that dude, I hated him from like the rip, and I don't know if that was just me being like generalizing because he was a Patriot dude, but I was like, this dude sucks, and like he just like sucked the life out of Detroit. He put us back a couple years. That was a waste.
So, are you ready to talk about it, or you don't want to talk about it?
Yeah, man, might as well. I was like, dude, I was like actually pretty upset. Like, you should have seen me at work. Like, it was kind of like a funeral. I'm just sitting there like, dude. Well, because
let's talk about it.
As a fan, like I'm a huge Saints fan, man. Like, I just remember like being, how old would I have been? Like 7th grade when they won the Super Bowl, and that was like my mecca. Like that was the best Super Bowl I'd ever watched. Like just that onside kick at halftime and all that shit. Like, and then they got that pick six on Peyton at the end, Tracy. But like that game was like amazing. And I just think then they had like a 12-year period up to now where they've been like really good. Like that whole 12 years, they had a couple down years, but like I was confident in them every year. I was like, we have one of the best quarterbacks, best management, best coaches. Like we're solid. Now I'm just like, I mean, even after this last season, it sucked, but I was like, we just won 9 games with like the most starters in history. That's how many injuries they had. And I was like, that's all Sean Payton, bro. Like they run a good system, and now that's just gone, bro. So they're like literally in like full on rebuild at this point. I don't even know. I don't know where to start. So
the question I have for you is, who would you want to replace him?
And see, that's the thing, man. And I think maybe that's what made me most sad sitting there, because I was like, okay, thinking about like, so what comes next? And then I'm like, there's not anyone that you put there that I'd be like is better than what I loved Sean Payton, dude. Like, I'm
right. No, he's an amazing coach. I don't think you're going to find anybody that's at that level or gives you enough confidence until they can show what they can do.
You're right. And then this isn't even gonna happen, but just my fantasy, I was like Drew Brees. If Drew Brees was like, I'm gonna coach that team,
Oh,
I'd be like,
Lord.
let's go.
Oh
That'd
my
be fucking
God! You
sweet.
wait. That's not gonna happen.
It won't.
He's up in the booth thinking that he's
Romo.
thinking that he's Romo. He needs some work at it. Let's just be honest and call it what it is.
I don't know. I don't know who's available. Like,
what if they bring Brian Flores?
I mean,
You think about Miami and what he's been able to produce.
Yeah, and he's a good defensive mind. Like, I think that'd be good. Again, it's nothing against Brian Flores. I was surprised he got fired. It's just everyone I think of, I'm like, I'm just gonna compare it to like, okay, this is a downgrade. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way. Sean Payton was like, in my opinion, a top 3 offensive play caller in all of football easily. You know,
do you think it needs to be someone that's more offensive minded?
I don't know, dude.
In that case, do you think it's like, is it Brian Leftwich?
It could be.
Is it Bieniemy? Is it Kellen
That'd be
Moore?
cool. I'd like Bieniemy.
You like Bieniemy?
Yeah, I like the Bucks coordinators. If either of them were to leave, I'd be like, that'd be a good pickup, you know. But
yeah,
it's tough, man. I think, and then it's like, what do you do with the team? I love some of the players in that team, but it's like, I don't think Michael Thomas is going to play again for them. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Alvin's going into year like 6, which he seems like he just got in the league, but I'm thinking like, oh shit, he's a running back. Like, he's got maybe 4. That would be crazy. If he had 4 more good years, that'd be insane. So it's like, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
maybe trade them all. Maybe just start over. Like, I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised. Michael Thomas, I don't know for sure is going to come back. I think Alvin Kamara probably, my guess would be, because he doesn't, the thing is that he's not a heavy carry running back.
No, exactly. That's a good point.
He's more of like a catch the ball type of running back. So I think he still has at least about a good 2 to 3 more years in him for sure. Just because he doesn't have such of a heavy carry load in the way that they use him. So if we think about that, one, if you're not going to be able to find a quarterback in free agency, I really think that you need to just go ahead and just bring Jameis back.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Because the offense looked best when he was at the helm of it, and you were really competitive when he was there. I know you're not the biggest fan of Jameis, and I know I like to joke around with you with Jameis, but dude, honestly,
believe me,
offense.
When I think about like this time last year, I didn't even know what like being worried was. Like, this is a whole different thing. Like this is. If you would have told me last year that this would happen, like I would just be like, wow, like this is like we're headed for fucking epic collapse, bro. Like, this is not going to be good.
I think
and 75 million in over the cap going into the offseason.
Oh shit.
It's just not good over here, man. And I don't know. Yeah. I've said what I needed to say, man.
That's tough.
It's gonna be nuts though, because I'm just so used to feeling like they could compete, man. Like, especially from like 2017 to like 2021. They were just like, I had confidence every week. I was like, this team's amazing, you know? And now I'm just like, how far are we fallen? But whatever. I mean, I'd say like the next 5 years are gonna be rough. So my late 20s and early 30s maybe we'll have like a renaissance, and you know, it's over for now.
Well, I mean, hey, there's always being a Lions fan. So
that's true. At least they have good ownership.
For that part.
Yeah.
All right. So transition to the NBA.
Okay.
All stars were announced for the starters.
Oh, were they? I saw the votes, but I didn't see.
So you ready?
Yeah.
All right. For the West, the captain, LeBron.
Of course.
You got Jokic and Curry. Do you want to take a guess at the other two?
This is for who? West?
For the West. So who's the other backcourt starter?
You said Jokic and Curry.
So is it Jokic is front court, James is front court. So there's one more front court person, and then Curry is backcourt. So there's one more backcourt person.
Okay. Is Anthony Davis isn't in there, is he?
No, yeah, right.
Um,
I don't believe you're going to get this.
Luca's not in the backcourt.
Luca would be in the backcourt, but he's not in the backcourt. Think about it. Who's been going off in the West? That's a guard.
I don't know. Avery Bradley. Who, bro? Tell me.
Come on, bro. That wasn't even a good guess. Avery Bradley.
No, fucking Bradley Beal. Sorry, I'm a fucking idiot.
He's not in the West.
I'm tripping, bro. Tell me who.
Ja Morant.
I love that. That's fucking sick. He's having a great year.
He has a great year. So him and then the other Andrew Wiggins.
Oh no way!
A really solid fucking year, bro.
But he's an all-star starter. That's crazy.
He's a starter. I mean, you look at the votes; he was up there pretty high. And I mean, you think about it.
Wow.
Who else do you put there in the front court?
Yeah, good for him, man. He had like a couple rough years where people were like, "He's a bust. He's not turning out what he's supposed to be." Now he's like, "That's really cool."
Yeah.
Is Anthony Davis in it though?
They haven't announced reserves.
Gotcha.
So it's just starters. All right, you ready for the East?
Yeah.
All right, we got I'm gonna give you the front court. I want you to give me the back court. So it's Giannis, KD, and Embiid. KD's the captain. Can you name the back court?
Bradley Beal.
Nope.
No. Is Kyrie?
Nope.
That was gonna be like, because I thought like he's still gonna make it because it's just based on votes, you know, like for the fans. So Kyrie's probably gonna be in there if he's allowed.
I don't think Kyrie's eligible because of the number of games he's played.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, I think you have to play like a certain amount of games.
It's not Dame.
Dame's not in the East. You stressing me out, bro.
Yeah, you're right. Fuck, dude. I don't know. I'm
DeMar DeRozan.
Okay, of course.
And Trae Young.
Trae Young's having a good year?
He is having a good year. Their team isn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Trae definitely is.
Yeah, man.
So those are your starters. So Giannis, KD, and Embiid, DeMar DeRozan and Trae Young in the East, and then Brian, Curry, and Morant, and Jokic and Wiggins in the West as the starters.
That's going to be a good squad. A lot of those guys are performers too. Like they fancy, flashy passes and athleticism and shit. You said Giannis is a starter, right?
Yeah, Giannis is a starter.
Okay. Him, Embiid, and who?
So yeah, I mean, but you know they're doing that whole pickup scenario.
Oh yeah, the draft.
Who it's going to be? So
who's the second highest vote getter behind LeBron?
Curry.
So their draft. Okay.
No.
It's not doesn't work like that now.
No, it never. So it never was the two highest. It was the highest out of each conference.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. So LeBron and Durant.
LeBron and Durant for the second year in a row.
And Durant won't even be playing in it, huh?
No, he may not. Yeah, I don't think he's going to play in it because he'll still be recovering.
Didn't who just? But
LeBron
Brooklyn?
will be back in.
Didn't they did?
The Lakers? They lost to the Lakers. Yeah, but they also. Like it was Harden was the only person out there.
Yeah, that's
right.
True.
And so, yeah.
Fuck,
but
man.
Can we talk about some of these games that these players have been fucking having? Jason Tatum with the 51 piece that he put up
right
not too long ago.
Kelly Oubre with 39 off the bench.
Right. What was it, like 7 threes that he had?
He had 10, man. It was crazy.
Was it 10?
Yeah, I think so. It was
like
all
was just going crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Book last night had 42 and 12. Yeah. Ja had 41 and 5. Like, yeah, he did. Yeah, Oubre had 39. He made 10 threes. Shit was insane.
I wish Book would get an all-star start. That'd be crazy.
You know what? I think this has probably been the first year where I'd have been like, break the rules. Sorry, Andrew Wiggins, but Devin Booker deserves this.
Yeah. Didn't he get snubbed out of it completely last year?
I think he was snubbed, but they end up adding him because of injury.
Yes. Because I remember that. I remember like we were like talking about them. We're like, what the fuck? How was he? There was like a couple snubs last year, but he was number one. What do you think? Do you think the Suns can like make it far again, or like I just feel like in the playoffs, dude, I just don't trust them against the Warriors. I just feel like the Warriors are better.
and the thing is that the Warriors are still kind of getting their groove back.
Hmm.
Um, but I think people just are sleeping on the Suns, and I don't know why.
Yeah, they're a great team.
Like they're leading the league in the best record by like at least 3 or 4 games.
Yeah,
That team
they're
is just so solid. They don't even have like Aiton hasn't been playing for the last couple of weeks because of injury.
yeah.
It's
It's
been
just a team
JaVale
that has such
McKee,
good bench players, man. They all
man.
do their role and they're
Like,
all
bro,
defensive
fucking
minded.
Bismarck Biabo coming out
Yeah,
of here grabbing like 18 rebounds. And, like, is going like what is going on? But they're just super solid. They're a really well coached team. And then you have CP3, and then like you said, it's just the bench. They're so deep.
yeah. Every player can do something to you, man. They don't have. There's some teams in basketball you look at and you're like, that's almost like a useless rotation player that they need in to preserve energy for other people that are
Yeah,
like so when I'm down the lineup a little bit, like maybe somewhere in their 8 through 10, but there's some players you're just like I don't know, like they're a dud. Maybe they rebound or something, but they're not like
yeah,
every Suns player you look at, you're like, that dude is nice. Like he's either freakishly athletic, brings defense, or like a Payne or someone that can like create offense. Like they all have their little thing. It's perfect.
yeah. I mean, you look at like you said, Payne, Cam Johnson. I
Is
think
Bridges
yeah,
still there?
Bridges comes out and Bridges starts, but yeah, you got Bridges.
Yeah.
They're just a super well-rounded team, man. And then I think for me, and I mentioned this last week, but the fucking Cavs,
Yeah.
we literally had this conversation with Devon.
Yeah.
I had no idea that they were going to be this good. If Darius Garland doesn't make the All-Star
I think
game,
he will. He's going
like that will
nuts.
be a travesty, bro. He
Yeah,
has to make
he
the
will.
All-Star game. He has to, bro. He's been balling.
Well, how many other backcourt players will there be announced?
I mean, you got a few because you got Levine that can still go in there. You got
Beal.
Harden. You got Bradley Beal.
Like those three are gonna be in there. So it's like
Maybe,
I think so.
maybe who knows? I don't know. Maybe
I think for sure Beal, for sure Harden, man.
I'm sure Tyler Hero will probably get some.
Yeah,
Will probably
Levine, dude. That's a good point. What the
like you know what I
hell?
mean? Like those.
Jimmy Butler,
Yeah. Well, Jimmy's
front
will be
court.
in like the front court. But the crazy thing is, what's crazy about this is that DeMar DeRozan is listed as a forward, but he made it in the backcourt. So I don't know if they took his traditional play as a guard, like a two guard,
Yeah,
and
that's
kind of put it
interesting.
in there, but he's really a forward because Levine is their two guard.
Yeah, you're right. It's just like whatever he's
But
listed
he's always
as
been
playing.
traditionally as like a guard.
He's always
So I
been a
think that's
two.
what it is. Um, but yeah, I mean it's so yeah, bro. I don't know. I
Yeah,
really don't. It's gonna be tough. But I I hope he makes it. I really does because he deserves it. He
I
really
think he
does
will.
deserve it. That dude has been balling. Um, so that and then the other person from the West that I think and let me look this up real quick. I just want to make sure I know what I'm talking about. Is I feel like Carl Anthony Towns needs to make it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think so. This is like his one of
Right?
his best seasons.
He's having a great season. They would be in the playoff. They're in the seventh. They're in the seventh spot right now, and dude is averaging like what 24 and 10.
Is he? Holy shit. 24 and 10. Yeah, I think he's got to make it, man. Like, look at how good they're doing, too. Like, this is just
Right? Yeah, like
not like
they're a
them.
game above 500. They're a game above 500. Like this is the first time probably since like when they had Jimmy Butler where like they're actually really competitive in games, right? And they're starting to put stuff
Exactly.
together. And I think people really kind of slept on Cat because like with last year he was injured and just the whole COVID thing. But like dude is putting together a really good fucking season.
Yeah, I think he'll make it. I think he will as a center for sure. I mean, who else in the West? I mean, Aiton, has he had a really good year?
He's been up and down and he's been injured.
He's got to make it.
So and then the other thing also too is like Like within the East, like what about LaMelo?
Yeah, I mean that's
You got to think about
so many
Jaylen
guards.
Brown, right?
Yep.
So it's so a lot of
There's
these
gonna
guys.
be snubs.
It's gonna be it's gonna be real interesting to see what happens once the rest of this comes out.
Yeah. It's that's gonna be interesting. There's definitely gonna be people on there that it's gonna be like controversial, you know.
Yeah,
Maybe not that they didn't deserve it, but just there's so many other people this year that have been killing it, like scoring in the 20s, you know, like it's just like a lot.
it
The
is.
game is just scoring so high, dude. That game the other
Bro,
night that was like
talk about
158.
156 fucking points.
Dude, I told my friend last night when we were talking about that, I was like, I remember like Kobe's second run when he was like beating the Magic and then the Celtics for 4-5. The game's like 95 to like
Like
89. It was like, what the fuck? And that was like, I liked it like that though. I don't know. It
it
was
was
cool.
some tough.
It's like they had to work for theirs.
Like literally, you think about those Piston and Laker like championship games, but like it was like 89 to like 82. Like
Yeah,
these
man.
games that were just hard fought, but still somehow somebody still like dropped 25. Like you
Yeah.
scored damn near more than half the fucking.
That's a good point, dude.
Like
I didn't
it's
think
just
about that.
insane, bro.
But it's just like I really think because it's a new game, you just got to think about it. As time evolves, like players just get better because they've been doing it longer and they find more best practice. Because now we got these dudes that can shoot from like 30 feet out, like it's nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like it doesn't, and it's not a bad play. Back then, that'd be a horrible play. You know, like it's crazy, man. The game is just evolving. I wonder if like 20 years from now we'll have dudes that are just like pulling up at half court, just like you know,
like it's nothing.
yeah. I mean, there's players close to that now, man. Bron is pretty good with the deep three ball.
He's starting to get there. He is. Bron is pretty good when to get there. Where he does that whole, it just pulls up. Like,
it's his new shit. He'll just like adopt new random moves that he does. Like he didn't do that until like 2 years ago.
But my thing is like, how is that a move? That's not even a move.
It's not.
It's not. You're just in the gathering it. Like that's not a move.
It's so weird,
somehow,
bro.
He gets guys with it. Like that's not even a fucking move.
You're so right, man.
Shit is annoying.
He's interesting, bro. I heard or I read he's only like 100, 150 points away from like all-time scoring, including postseason.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, and they said he should get it within like 4 or 5 games.
Yeah,
and they playing tonight. So, all right. So we got to talk about the biggest snub.
Okay.
That has happened in Barry Bonds.
Yeah, him and Clemens, bro. Both of them deserve to be in
bro.
there. Like that's insane. Apparently, they can still make it in. I read. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
It's not up to the ballot, but like the staff or whoever, like the committee of the Hall of Fame, can still like all decide that they want him in or something like that. We'll have to look it up, but it's so he's not officially like out like of contention forever, but like yeah, that's like the main way you get in is through going through the series of years that you're eligible on the ballot or whatever, and they just shut him out. Like that's crazy.
I don't understand how you can. I get it, right? I get the fact that the whole steroid thing, but you can't tell me, even during that time, like a more feared but yet exciting player in the game during that time. Or
there's no way that wasn't like baseball's highest viewership.
They talked about it.
There's no way it wasn't.
Easily the most viewed time in MLB history was during that steroid era.
It was insane.
And when dudes are just blasting the ball, bro.
And it's like, what's the criteria? Because he never actually got caught or like whatever, like Ortiz did, and he's already in. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so what are we basing it off of? Like, I think it comes down to sometimes the Hall just like does not like players. Like that's how it was for TO in football. You know what I mean? It was just like, you clearly should be in there. Like, but it's like, they're just being little bitches, like, and being like, fuck you, you know?
Yeah. It just, I mean, come on. They put it out, bro. They literally put the numbers out around think about how much fear you have to put into an opposing team where they walk you when it's loaded bases.
No, exactly. Wasn't he the most walk player ever? I mean, like,
if I'm not mistaken, I think you're right.
That stat I sent you today is nuts. Like if you
It
took
is fucking ridiculous.
his like on base percentage is higher than like David Ortiz's, even if you took all his home run balls and made them outs. Like that's crazy.
Just
That's
imagine like just
insane.
the hand-eye coordination, the accuracy, and just the
Yeah.
ability to strike the ball.
Yep. And what's crazy is people don't realize he was like a multi-time Golden Glove winner too. Like he was a good
That
fielder.
part, like he was such a good outfielder.
Yeah, he's one of the greatest. And I saw a quote, and I'm gonna butcher it, but I'm paraphrasing. He said something along the lines of, I think this dude was like a baseball journalist, and he was like, "You just simply cannot tell the story of baseball and not include this man's name. Like when the story of he was like when you're going to a place, the hall where it's like it's supposed to tell the story of the game of baseball. There's no way that this man should like be left out of that story. And it's
It
like
like
hell yeah,
it doesn't make
exactly.
sense, bro. It does not make sense. It does
Clemens
not make
too.
sense.
Clemens put out a statement about it. I didn't.
What did he say?
Just like I gave up on that a long time ago. Like we appreciate all your support, but it's what I did was create generational wealth and opportunity for my family, and I played a game that I loved. Like that's all I did it for. This doesn't really mean anything to me. So I was like, okay, that's cool that he's like at peace with it.
Yeah. I mean, you look at Bond's stats. He was a 14-time All-Star, a 7-time National League MVP, 8-time Golden Glove winner, 12-time Silver Slugger award,
Yeah,
like 2-time batting champ, 2-time home run leader.
dude, there's really no argument, man. It's like I said, they're just being little bitches over there.
Like come on now. I really hope that they get in. It just
Yeah,
it makes no sense. You look at Clemens, 11-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champ, 7-time Cy Young winner, AL MVP, Triple Crown winner,
there's
4-time
no
MLB
man.
wins leader, 7-time ERA leader, 5-time
Right.
strikeout leader.
Right? Like just insane stats. One of the greatest ever. And I don't agree with steroids, but like, come on. Like it's
And this is my thing with steroids. Like, okay, you still have to go out and perform.
correct. Yeah.
Right? Like you can take steroids, but you still have to go out and perform.
You do. I mean, but it's definitely an unfair advantage if no one else is using it,
Yeah.
You are correct though. It doesn't mean like you have to do your thing. It's
like
you gotta perform. But there's no reason. I don't even think they officially got caught was the thing too, wasn't it? Like, so I don't understand any of it, man. I'm not like baseball's weird to me, bro. Like they have their own thing going on.
baseball, I think baseball they're still caught up in these traditional
They are.
values and views that they're losing on the potential younger generation that can be interested in baseball, but because you are holding on to these like traditional views, it's just getting lost.
Well said, man. I agree. It's weird. They're like an old time sport too, kind of like boxing. Same thing, like way back in like the early 1900s, So it's just like it's been around for so long. Because football and basketball I know basketball wasn't until what, like the 40s or maybe like when was it?
When did Naismith
do his thing? But like baseball's been around forever, man. Like I think maybe even I don't know about pre 1900s, maybe briefly, but like the fucking 1910s with like Honus Wagner and Ty Cobb for like the Tigers and shit like that. Like that's all just like that's when that shit started. You looking it up?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find when.
Because football's, I feel like not as old as them either.
1891.
What? What are we talking about?
That's when he designed the game.
Wow. But I meant like the NBA. That's what I meant.
Oh, when did the NBA begin?
Yeah. Or like the ABA. I don't remember. I think that was
first. So the NBA, I believe, began, I want to say because it's in its 75th year.
Oh yeah, you're right.
All right. So it's been around since the 40s, 46.
Late 40s, yeah.
Yeah, 46 or something like that, 45. So, yeah.
Baseball's been around for fucking almost like
Forever.
50 years at least, you know? And then
baseball's been around longer than
yeah,
that.
man. Did you hear that Tyson Fury might fight Dillian White?
Ooh, I don't even know who that is.
He's not even that good. That's the thing. He's like some English guy. He's from the UK. He's a knockout artist, but he's just like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Joshua Nusik. And they were talking about maybe Joshua stepping aside, but I think like they're going to have to fight. So yeah, now Fury's got to just bide his time and fight some random ass British dude. Yeah. I mean, he's good. He's a top 6 to 10 heavyweight, I'd say. But like,
okay,
Fury should make light work with him as long as he shows up as Fury. Who knows? I never know with that dude. After a big win, I'm like, is he gonna just balloon up and just like start partying again? He's always like, I'm living day to day, so I don't know what tomorrow holds.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I'm not interested. If anything, I'm more interested in seeing like Tommy Fury fight
Jake Paul. I think I would be too, honestly.
Like I'd be more interested in that than Fury fighting that guy. So.
I'd probably tune into that. You're right. I hope that happens, dude. I really do.
Yeah, I need to see that happen.
Yeah. Oh, real quick, the fucking Francis Ngannou put it on Cyril Gane, man.
Yeah, and then hold on, did you see the fucking news after he won and everything?
No.
The dude has a fucking MCL, ACL, and what else? Like he has all these fucking injuries that he got from camp, and he still went out there and kicked. Bro,
that was Francis had the ACL
yes.
Injury? Holy shit!
Hold on, I have to pull this up. Yeah, Ngannou has surgery on MCL and ACL.
God damn, bro! What a
injured
G.
himself in fucking camp. MCL, ACL, and still went and just dominated, bro.
Isn't that crazy about pro sports? Not even just like the fight games or football, bro. Like they say, like Kobe said, like, you know, I played on like all this crazy shit, you know, like any athlete, like it's crazy what they go through and just will like push through that and fucking fight or perform with like a torn or a injured soft tissue injury like that. Like that's fucking crazy.
It is insane, bro.
Absolutely nuts. So what now? Do you think he just bounces from the UFC?
Well, no, they were saying, I think I saw something along the lines that he could potentially fight again later on this year because of recovery and everything. So I don't know.
Yeah, but I think he wants to leave there, and that was his last fight on his contract. So now,
okay.
We don't know what's going to happen. He says he wants to box, so we'll see.
Lord Jesus. Oh yeah, because you did say he wanted to fight. He wanted to fight Fury. Don't do it.
Payday.
Don't do it.
All right, my man. Well, I'm excited for these games this weekend. Do you think we can do like midway through next week or something like that again?
That works. I got Rams, Chiefs. I'm sticking with my picks. Let's get it.
All right, bro. All right, I'll talk to you.
Peace.